Yep.
We also have a question from Sally Hake saying, good morning, Laura and Robin. The helicopter hike tours look amazing but expensive. Which one do you recommend to do if you only have the budget for one, and why? Thank you so much.
Ooh, would you like to take the first pick?
Yes, okay, I will.
Go.
I'm going to start off with Fox Glacier.
Oh.
So Fox Glacier is the glacier that is only 20 minutes drive away from Franz Josef Glacier, which we'll get onto obviously in a little bit. But
you say just one. You pick one, I pick one.
Oh, okay, maybe we won't.
You may not get to it. She gave you some very clear stuff.
Yeah. So what I like about Fox Glacier is that, first of all, it's not as busy as on the Franz Josef Glacier. On the Franz Josef Glacier, you see lots of other tour groups going around. You get overhead, helicopters flying back and forth for the whole time. But compared to Fox Glacier, there's only one guiding company that goes onto the glacier. So you do feel like it is just you and your quite small group, because they are a smaller company. I think their prices are a little bit more expensive than Franz Josef. So that's obviously why a lot of people do go to Franz Josef. But yeah, I actually do feel like it is worth paying a little bit more to be just part of a very small group. If I remember rightly, there was less than 10 of us. There was maybe about, 7 or something. So you do feel like you have the whole place to yourselves. And because of the way the guides were explaining, because of the way that the valley is, where the glacier curves around, it gives more opportunity for the glacier to make lots of different ice caves. And a lot more formations like that come up quite frequently on the Fox Glacier, because on the glaciers, of course, they do have, they are ever changing, but on Fox, there is more likely to be caves and stuff. And that certainly was the case when we did our tour there. There was, we have pictures in all sorts of different caves and like little crevasses and stuff like that. That's why I would personally choose Fox Glacier.
I think you should talk a little bit about Franz Josef Glacier before I talk about my pick.
Yeah, so
I don't know why, but I feel like I may not pick Franz Josef. Let's see what I pick. Spoiler.
So Franz Josef Glacier is obviously the most popular one to go to. You have a couple of different companies to go up there with. That means that also, there's more competition for prices to be lower to go up onto the glacier as well. And again, but by saying that Fox Glacier has lots of caves and stuff, that doesn't mean that Franz Josef doesn't. There is certainly a lot of different formations that you can check out, and tour groups tend to be a little bit bigger, so they usually go, the helicopters, maybe it's about 2 helicopter loads per group. And then, you're with quite a large group going on around the glacier. It's still a really amazing experience. If you are on a budget and you feel like that's all you can afford, then by all means, it is still an amazing experience. And even the helicopter ride onto the glacier is amazing to see the amazing sort of valley and mountains around it. So it's a very good tour, but it personally isn't my top pick.
Yeah, but one of the other good points for Franz Josef, to be fair as well, is also the amount of facilities which are around. They're probably out of the 3 main options that you will have for Heli-Hike in New Zealand, and I'll come to the third one and my favorite one in a second. Franz Josef will be the place where you have the most facilities around. There is albeit very small supermarket, but there is a supermarket there. There are some hot pools. There is a kiwi bird house, so in case you have bad weather, you still have things to do.
Yeah.
You get to see quite a lot of stuff. There is some good glacier kayaking to do around. So there is a lot of different stuff to do there. So because it's probably one of the tour which is the most likely to be cancelled, I'd say. Like in New Zealand, it's the most weather dependent kind of tour, and the weather is extremely changeable on the west coast of New Zealand. Because it can be so changeable, it's good to be in a place where you have other options. So that's kind of why Franz Josef also is that popular.
Yeah.
But moving on to my favorite heli-hike in New Zealand, I will want to talk about Mount Cook, and especially heli-hiking on the Tasman Glacier. So I think the name of the company is called Mount Cook Glacier Guiding, I think, or Glacier Guides, something like that.
Guiding,
yeah. So we've done all 3 of them, and you will see some videos on screen right now when we are republishing this video. And you can check out on NZ Pocket Guide or reviews of those places, as well as on this channel you can check our videos, full videos of us doing that. But The Tasman Glacier is New Zealand's longest glacier. You are just under Mount Cook, which is New Zealand's tallest mountain. It is one of the least popular places to do the heli-hike there. So you're usually in a really small group, and this huge, massive size of both the glacier and the valley are absolutely gobsmacking. And so I felt like even, when I did Mount Cook, I've already done Franz Josef twice, and I've done Fox and Franz Josef twice when I did Mount Cook for the first time. And I was still in awe and absolutely gobsmacked by the sceneries there. So I feel like they were kind of the best ones. With that in mind, there are similar prices than the others. They're really not, actually, sometimes they're a little bit cheaper actually. So you can kind of, compare them in that way. Plus, another really good point for it. So although, Mount Cook is really isolated and it's quite a drive out, the weather is less unpredictable there. So you have much less chance to get cancellation when going over there, which is very frequent for Franz Josef. So I do really like also the consistency of the glacier. So the sceneries are fantastic. There is a lot of ice caves as well. It's the longest glacier in New Zealand. It's under the tallest mountain. It's really epic, and on top of it you are in Mount Cook, where you can do amazing stargazing afterwards. It is just phenomenal. So the whole package for me, I personally would pick Mount Cook if I had to pick only one. But yeah, we have an article on NZ Pocket Guide with the Glacier Country Guide, which I'm going to link in the description of this video, where you'll be able to get more information about all the different glacier options that you have in New Zealand. And there is also a full guide of Mount Cook, where you're going to be able to read about Mount Cook Glacier Guide, which is my personal favorite. So you can read about Laura's favorite and you can read about my favorite. Plus, again, there are videos about all three of those tools on this channel when we go over everything in detail. In detail. Yeah, you see us doing the whole tour. Yeah, you literally, I was like, everything that happens, like everything that really happened there is on the tour. So yeah, here you go. So I hope that this answered your question, Sally. I know that you're planning your trip. I know you're in the UK right now, I remember, and I know you're planning your trip to New Zealand. So I hope that this helped you make a decision for your itinerary. Feel free to keep the questions coming. And if your name is not Sally, put your questions in the comments of this video. We are here to help. And like and subscribe. YouTube tells me to tell you to say that. Yeah, something like that. Moving on to the live chat.